of days. That's 7. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's so many. I hope I have time.
This brand new mini Wi-Fi camera is disrupting the video surveillance industry in the US. Uncover
in everlasting. Okay, now we continue reading here. Verse 25. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the Prince, shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublous times. Verse 26, and after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war desolations are determined. Now verse 27, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. So you have this prophecy of 70 weeks. Now it says there in verse 25, it'll be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. Okay, so a score is 20, so 62 plus 7. So you've got, he says here 62, all right, 62 and 7. 62 and 7 is what? 69. So he's making this a something happens to divide this week up in. Now, I don't know why he stops at 62 and then adds another 7. Now, I don't know why he stops at 62 and then adds another 7. But you go to the end of the passage, there's 1 missing. To get to 70, you have to add 1 final week to get to the 70th week. So where does this Daniel's 70th week come from? Daniel's 70th week is what we use to explain the final 7-year period of this 490-year prophecy. That's why it's called Daniel's 70th week. Now, verse 26, it says, after 62 weeks. All right, that would be 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off. I wish I could understand that. I don't get why it divides it up as 62 and then 7 and then divides it to the final 1. I don't understand a lot of things. I understand why people say what they say, but there's some things here that I'm still trying to figure out. I wish I knew everything in the Bible, but if I did know everything in the Bible, then I'd be as smart as God, and then that wouldn't be good. Amen. I still have a lot to learn. But I do see here, according to the Scriptures, that there is a 70-week period of prophecy. 490 years. And that the very last verse says, and in the midst of the week, and that has to be the final week. So if you take that final week, if you have 69 instead of 70, 70 weeks is going to be 490 years. But if you have that last one waiting till the end, then 69 weeks would be what? 483 years. So what we look at as we look at Bible prophecy is we say, okay, that something is about that last week. For some reason it's separated, and it's the very last part of this prophecy for Israel. But it happens later. And so God said 69 weeks, and then something takes place. That would be 483 years. So we go to history and we look for something that takes place within 483 years of when the prophecy was given, and we go, oh wow, isn't that cool? Because what we find out is, you start looking at this prophecy, and then up shows Jesus Christ, about 483 years exactly when the prophecy was given. And so you look at this thing and you say, wow, God can't lie. He's doing this, and he's telling us all these things. So the church age is like a parenthetical thing, because the Jews rejected the Messiah. God said, well, I'm going to go save some Gentiles for a while, and then I'll go back to you and finish up my prophecy. Now, some people look at that and say, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Other people that are rational-minded look at that and say, well, that's the only thing that makes sense, because that last week hasn't taken place yet. And the book of Revelation has a lot to say about what takes place after the rapture during the tribulation period that lines up with Daniel. And what we're told in the book of Revelation lines up completely with this 7-year period happening after the rapture. Because in this 7 years, and they set it up in a way that had they accepted him as their Messiah then that 7 years could have taken place here. and then the millennial kingdom could have come here. Now some people have it this way, 3.5 years here, 3.5 here. So they say, you know, in the 3.5 years of the earthly ministry of Christ, then there would only be another 3.5 years, and then, right then, would start the millennium kingdom. And that very well could have taken place. The millennium could have started right here. And that would have been the final week right there. I wish I could understand that. I don't get why it divides it up as 62 and then 7 and then divides it to the final one. I don't understand a lot of things. Now, I don't know why he stops at 62 and then adds another 7.